Hey guys, it's Allie, and in today's video I'm doing a collab with AGSpiritStudios, and we are going to be doing some summer crafts and room decor for your American Girl dolls. On her channel, we recreated each other's Instagram photos. If you guys came from Maddie's channel, hi, nice to see you guys, and I really hope you consider subscribing. Anyways, I don't want to carry this on for too long. Let's get on to the video. I'm going to start off by showing you guys how to make this really cute fruit banner. You will need some tape, paintbrushes, a circle object that you can use to trace, scissors, and then I ended up using Sharpies, but you can also use acrylic or watercolor paint, as well as some cardstock and some string or embroidery floss. So to start, you are going to take your round object and then just trace out some circles on a piece of cardstock. Then cut them out. So I mixed up my paint and I started by attempting to do a kiwi. I'm not the best artist, so excuse my horrible artwork. I have some orange here to make a lemon, and then I did a watermelon. And then I also did an orange. So I just filled them in, the details here, and they are currently drying as I am doing this voiceover. And because I did not have any patience, I decided to do the final product with Sharpie, and I honestly enjoyed how it came out a lot better. Then I cut them in half and then taped them in different directions to my piece of embroidery floss, and then I just hung it up on the ladder in the dollhouse, and it's really cute, simple, and you can do this with more than just fruit, popsicles, whatever you want.
Hi guys, my name's Maddie, and today I'm going to be showing you all how to make these adorable doll-sized pencil holders. They're painted to look like a pineapple and a slice of watermelon, and they're super cute, so if you guys want to make these, just go ahead and follow this tutorial. For this, you're going to need 2 mini doll-sized jars, and you can probably find these at most craft stores or maybe Amazon. I got these jars from an American Girl bracelet making craft set a long time ago, so I'm going to be using them for this craft. You'll also need some paint, and these are the paint colors you'll need if you want to paint your jars to look like a slice of watermelon and a pineapple. This is optional, but if you would like to make your own doll pencils, you'll need a few toothpicks. And these are the paint colors you'll need to paint the pencil. You'll also need green and white. Sorry, they were kind of in the background while I was filming this, but you will need those colors. And regarding the paintbrush, I would recommend using a paintbrush that's a little on the smaller side. And sorry, I forgot to show these on camera while I was filming this video, but you're also going to need tape and a black Sharpie pen. Alright, so let's get started. First, I'm going to show you guys how to make the watermelon pencil holder. The first step is to take a piece of tape and wrap it around the jar. I would say make the tape cover about 1/3 of the jar or so. The reason for this is that so when you're painting the jar red, you don't have to worry about making a perfectly straight line. You can just paint over the tape, and then we will eventually peel the tape off. And just cut the extra tape off. So then get some red paint and paint your entire jar red. I'm pretty sure I ended up doing 2 layers of red paint to get the jar to look good, but you guys can do however many layers of paint you want to do, just until it looks the way you like it. After you finish painting, I would recommend waiting a couple minutes for the paint to dry, and then after the paint dries, you can peel the tape off. For the next step, you're going to take some green paint, and I'm sorry if I'm not that good at explaining this, but if you look at a cartoon of a watermelon, you can see on the outside part, there's a green part and then there's a lighter green part. So on your jar, only paint the bottom half so that you can leave room to paint the lighter green part later, if that makes sense. And for this part, I did 3 coats of green paint. To make the light green paint, pretty self-explanatory. Just use the same amount of white and green paint and mix it together. And then just paint the area right between the red and the green. As you can see, mine did not turn out very well. It didn't really come out evenly and it was really bumpy and stuff. So if this happens to you, just use your red and your darker green paint and just cover all of the bumps, I guess, and touch it up a little bit. And then after I did that with my paint, it looked decent, I guess. For the seeds on the watermelon, you're going to need your black Sharpie. If you want to, you definitely can paint the seeds on with black paint, but I just used a Sharpie because I thought it would be easier. I saw this picture online of a watermelon jar that had a cute little face on it, so I decided to draw a face on mine too. And you know, this step is optional, it's totally up to you, but I think the faces make it look pretty cute. This is what the complete watermelon pencil holder looks like. And now I'm going to show you guys how to make the pineapple pencil holder. For the pineapple one, you're going to need green and yellow paint. The first step is to paint part of the jar yellow. I would say paint maybe 2/3 of the jar, but just make sure you're leaving enough space at the top because we're going to paint that part green. I ended up doing 2 layers of yellow paint, and this is what it looked like after that. And then take some green paint and paint the remaining part of the jar green. For this part, I'm pretty sure that I did 3 layers of green paint. And this is what it looked like when I was done. Now you're going to need your black Sharpie again, and that is so you can draw these things on the pineapple. They look like V's, or kind of like flying birds, I guess. So just take your black Sharpie and draw a bunch of them all over the yellow part of the jar. And I decided to draw a face on the pineapple, just like I did with the watermelon, and I drew it on with the Sharpie. Alright, these are the 2 completed pencil holders side by side. And now, if you want to, you can make your own doll-sized pencils. For the pencils, the paint colors you'll need are yellow, pink, black, green, and also white. Alright, so take a toothpick, and to me, it seems like toothpicks are a little bit too long to be doll pencils. So you can take a pair of scissors and cut off a part of the toothpick at the bottom. Now you're going to paint this part of your toothpick yellow. Now you're going to need your green and white paint, and that is to paint this metal part on the end of the pencil. And to get the right color, I would say use like 2 parts green paint and 1 part white paint. And paint the area right under the yellow, but make sure you don't paint all the way down because we also have to paint the eraser. Next, grab your pink and paint the bottom of the toothpick/pencil. And finally, to make it look like there's lead at the top of the pencil, grab your black paint, and you only need to squirt like a really tiny bit. Don't be like me, I squirted way too much paint out. And you're going to take the tip of the toothpick and just dip it right into the black paint. Also, you can't see me doing this on camera, but if you want to, you can very gently roll the pencil on the paper towel so the tip looks a little bit more like real lead. And then your pencil is all finished.
So my second item that I am making for you guys is a doll flower crown. I love to make these and I wanted to show you guys my method for making them. So I'm going to start off with floral wire, floral tape, fake flowers of course, and a hot glue gun, so please be careful and do not burn yourself. I'm also using a doll just to measure the length of the wire. So I'm going to start off by wrapping some of the wire around the doll's head and seeing how I like it to fit. And then I used some wire cutters to, of course, cut the wire. Then I just twist the ends together. I cut off a piece of my floral tape and then just wrapped it all around the wire. Making sure to pay extra attention to the area where I did wrap the wire around, just because it's thicker and I don't want any bits poking my doll. Then using hot glue, I attached the flowers. And then to spice it up, I took this really pretty orange gem and placed it in the middle of all of the flowers. I've never done it before and it looked really good. Here is the finished product, and it's honestly one of my favorite flower crowns I've ever made.
Hi everyone, I'm back, and this time I'm going to show you how to make these tissue paper tassels. I hung these up in my dollhouse, and I think they look super cute in this bedroom, so I'm going to show you how to make these. The first thing you'll need for this craft is tissue paper, and you can use whatever color you want. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, a ruler, a pencil, some yarn, the color doesn't matter, and lastly, you're going to need super glue. For the first step, you're going to need your ruler and your pencil. On the tissue paper, you're going to draw a rectangle that is 2.5 by 8 inches. And once you're done, cut it out. Then take the rectangle and fold it in half. Alright, quick disclaimer for this part. I'm sorry, when I was filming this, I made a mistake. The next step is to draw lines on the tissue paper, but I unfolded my tissue paper and I drew the lines on the inside. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to draw the lines on the outside. So you can still do the same measurements that I did. I'll show that in the next clip, but just make sure you don't unfold the paper and you draw the lines on the outside. Okay, that's all. Sorry for this long disclaimer. So take your pencil and your ruler and draw some lines on the tissue paper. Draw each line to be approximately 3¼ inches long, and make the lines a little over 1/2 centimeter apart, but just make sure you're not drawing your lines all the way to the top. Like I said, somewhere around 3¼ inches is good. And yeah, like I said, I made a mistake. I drew the lines on the inside, so I just had to flip the paper the opposite way. For this next step, I'm so sorry, I thought my camera was recording when I was cutting the tissue paper, but it turns out that it wasn't. So I don't have the footage. This is why I could never be a DIY channel, because I'm not very good at this stuff. But anyway, you guys get the point, just cut along the lines on your tissue paper. Now unfold the tissue paper, and right in the middle where you didn't cut the paper, you're going to fold it until you get to the end. So fold it kind of like accordion style, but instead of switching sides, just stay on the same side the whole time. And then once you do get to the end, secure it with a piece of tape. So I know that this looks pretty weird right now, but in a second it's gonna look more like a tassel. Now take your super glue and put a super small amount of super glue right here. You really only need a small amount, so just squirt out a tiny drop of glue. Then take both sides of the tassel and push them together so it makes kind of an oval shape at the top. And here's a tip, if you want to make the hole at the top a little more round, you can stick a pencil through it, and that normally helps. This might seem kind of weird, but if you want to make the tassel less flat, you can put it down on a table or a flat surface and just spread out all of the strings. And that typically helps fluff it out, I guess, a little more so it's not so flat. So the last step is to cut a piece of yarn and string it through the hole at the top of the tassel. So here's the fun part. After you've made the first tassel, you get to make like 6 or 7 more of them. I decided to make 7 more tassels, so I would have 8 total on the string. I know you guys already saw this at the beginning of the tutorial, but this is what it looked like after I made more tassels. I used 3 different colors, and I think it makes it look pretty cool. So that is all. That is how you make this tissue paper tassel garland.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below which craft was your favorite. Subscribe to both my channel and Maddie's channel. Her link will be in the description along with her video, and be sure to ring both of our bells so you guys receive notifications whenever we upload a new video. Have an amazing day, and I will see you guys next week with a new video. Bye!